So, all right. So here we are, episode 8 of Monster of the Week, Down the Road. So yeah, we led on a cliffhanger, so I don't want to tarry too long. So let's just say hi. I'm Scout Case Files, and these are my wondrous, awesome players. Let's start over here with the excellent Cassie.
Hello, peoples. I love you.
They love you back, Cassie. And we have Emily.
Hello.
Emily kind of tolerates you all.
Yeah.
So that's where she's at. There's a level, Cassie loves, Emily tolerates. How about Jason? What's Jason's level of enamoring?
I love you too, Cassie! Also, stay hydrated.
Yeah, that is water. I want to point out that is water. I think it is.
You think?
Nutrient shake.
You think it's water.
Okay. Thankfully, Brian is also keeping hydrated. How you doing, Brian? What's your level of enamoring with this group and the world?
Oh, I just love everyone.
Thanks for making me feel bad, guys.
Yeah. Well,
you get no love from Emily, but you'll get plenty of love from me.
Yeah, that's why Brian has those restraining orders in place and stuff.
What can I say?
Well, the fact is that Darcy's not feeling the love right now.
That's true.
All right. Okay, so let's get to it. When we last left our intrepid crew, let's see here. They were basically hanging out with what appears to be the minions of the Thin Man, Jenny and Sean. They're basically trailed them to this, kind of shack in the middle of nowhere that's kind of put together just for them, it seems, or by them. And there was almost a physical altercation, but like literally everybody tumbled over everyone else to not have harm caused. It was very complex, but we got through it all. So I would just like to note, in any other system, that one scene would have taken like 2 hours. So let's hear it for Powered by the Apocalypse. So yes, awesomeness. So yeah, so they basically let the crew know that if basically the way to get to the nether realm of the Thin Man was basically what they'd been doing. It was basically you bring a person near to death, the Thin Man appears and gives them the option of life in the nether realm or death in the real world, and those that choose death die. Those that go to the netherworld go. You've been able to put together through logic that apparently Uma did go there and apparently escaped somehow.
That's right.
But yeah, so that's kind of where you were, and what they're describing is basically, yeah. So they've been promised this Eden-like wonderland once they fulfill all the needs of the Thin Man, and the place, this Netherrealm is not that place. It's a special place that only the Thin Man dwells, and hopefully they will once they've fed him enough. Yeah, so let's continue on. Just jump in. Basically, yeah, where we last seen, they were kind of having a strangely calm conversation with all of you.
When they talk about having to put somebody near death, Dumas will say that's not necessary. I think we can do without that. And something I was wanting to ask you, given what she knows about, death, she should be able to fake this. And I was wanting to know if I could do a big magic where I could basically fake the whole thing and draw him in without actually putting somebody near death.
Like big magic?
Yeah, big magic.
Yeah. That's an interesting option. Well, let's take a look. Let's look at how big magic works. We haven't done any real big magic for all intents and purposes in this campaign. So let's take a look. Alrighty. So let's go down to. I thought I had big magic on here. Oh yeah, use magic. Do I not have it on here? Oh, big magic. Here we go. Okay. So use magic when you want to do more than the use magic effects. Tell the keeper what you want to do, which you have done. So the keeper may require things. Let's see here. So basically, I provide you with the requirements. If you meet the requirements, magic takes effect. Basically, there's unless I include some kind of use magic as part of it. Once all the pieces fall into place, it just happens. So yeah. So what Dumas is asking is, what kind of big magic would she have to put together to do so? Is that right? To make this big, like a big illusion of.
Basically, just I want to basically fake somebody being near death to open the portal.
Gotcha. Well, so it's not the death that opens the portal. It's from what you've been able to discern, it's Thin Man that opens the portal.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to fake somebody being near death to draw him in, to lure him in.
Okay, so I just want to confirm what you're doing, because so yes, the death doesn't open the portal; it interests Thin Man.
Yeah, basically faking the near death as bait to lure him into the trap.
I see.
Oh,
right.
Great! One of us gets to be bait again.
Yeah, I wonder who that's going to be.
Well,
I wonder.
It's the big magic, or it's the actually being wounded near death. Which would you prefer?
Why are you asking me?
Charles wants to read bad situations.
Oh yeah.
Is it getting to that point right now? Jesus.
Oh, because Charles only has he has an idea of what he's going to do. He just like to read the situation before he's about to enact it.
Whoa! Charles is thinking before he does something.
Yeah, so I believe.
You might want to hold back on that.
Read a bad situation is not necessarily thinking.
Yeah. So the situation isn't bad yet. There's not really any danger, nothing to escape from, nothing to get to yet. How are you? What are you getting at? How are you trying to trigger this?
Okay, because the last time we left off, Homegirl was actually coming at us with a knife.
Homegirl.
Sorry, guys. I have to remind Scott about that. She was actually going to attack us.
That's true.
She did.
I thought we were about to be murdered.
And then she was saved.
Yeah. So literally everybody was saved from Homegirl.
Okay. Because
let's just call her Jenny, please. I can't do Homegirl again. I just can't.
I'm sorry, but this is actually what's going on in Charles's mind right now. I need people at near death. There's these two people. They're mentally gone. All right. Who do I take down first? Do I hit him? Do I hit her? Who do I go for first? He just needs to know, who do I go for first?
Yeah, but Dumas did basically just pull you away and then heal the person when you'd attack them. So, I mean,
Alrighty then. So, okay, let's do it. Why not? Why not?
Darcy and Hawk, could you do me a favor and hold Dumas, please? I'm going to go beat these two half to death.
All right, go ahead and roleplay sharp.
That is not necessary.
This is a big man looking at these two. It's like, oh, you think you two are intimidating? No, I'm very intimidating.
Darcy and Hawk, who, if I remember correctly, were both on the ground, pretty much in a pile. So I think I tackled her out of the way, and then Charles came and pushed me out to the side also. So Hawk and Darcy are pretty much in a dog pile on the ground, it seems, if I remember right.
All right, so let's assume that Charles triggered it. What's your hold? What do you want? What's your question?
What's the biggest threat?
The biggest threat.
Oh, actually, wait. Let me take that back. I actually see something better. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Oh, good one. I will say no. What you see is what you have. That was your hold. What do you guys
All
have?
right.
Duma will say, she'll look between them. I think I can open the portal, but I need somebody to volunteer. I will not injure you.
How about this? How about I knock one of them out and then we use the other one as bait?
They're kind of looking at you all like you're the insane ones.
right.
Jenny and Sebastian, or Jenny and Sean rather.
All right, Duma, let's do it.
They're ignoring Charles. All right, you gotta tell me what you're doing. So for big magic, it's gonna take a little more than just rolling the dice. We're gonna end up. We may have to gather some stuff. Let's see here. So, all right, let me tell you. Let's see. So, tell the keep what you want to do, and I'll tell you what I require. So, I will require. Let's see here. To fake to the basically you're trying to make the illusion of someone dead, like a life leaving. I'll say like. Ooh, interesting. So let's rare or weird ingredients. I'm gonna say one of them is the skin off the face of a dead person. The person who's being illusioned will wear it as a mask. Some grave dirt from a fresh grave, and then let's see, just the body of a dead animal. So that's what I will require for this big magic.
I have one idea for a dead animal.
I have an idea for a face.
I'm kidding. I'm not gonna kill Fenrir.
I would like to see you try. No, really, I wouldn't, because I don't actually want to kill Darcy. But I would.
Intergroup murders. All right. So what's your plan? What are you doing?
Duma tells them about what you'll need for the ritual, and I think we can either do this or we can actually, bring somebody near death. I think that would probably be safer.
I mean, the two crazies are right there, Duma.
All right. Well, I mean,
they're all actually looking at you now. The whole there was this glamour of this moment as like maybe you guys were something special, but now you're just talking about killing them, and they're like the servants of the thing. So
now getting the animal would be very, very easy. That's not a concern at all. There would be zero difficulty in that. It's the skin of the face of a dead person that concerns me. That sounds like it would be extremely hard to get a hold of.
So
Again,
also, while I'm thinking about
crazies.
it, two crazy. Hawk, can you please roll weird for me? By the way.
Oh, damn it!
Ooh, 9.
Wow, that's impressive for a -1.
Excellent. All right. Please continue as you were. As a note, the Jenny and Sebastian are about to bolt. Their infatuation with you is now at an end, as they hear kind of like you're planning against the master. You're not special, and you're too many to take on. So they're about to go. So I'll give you one moment to try to do something, and then they're off.
Charles would like to kick some ass.
Oh, great.
Well, I was going to try something a bit less active than that, but you spoke first.
All right, Charles, kick ass.
Yes. I'm sorry, but it has to be done.
What are you kicking ass with?
It
Oh.
does have to be done, but
Charles reaches into his pocket and pulls out his trusty brass knuckles.
All right, make your tough roll. Kick some ass. All right.
That's a hit.
7, yes. You and whenever you're fighting inflict death, danger on each other, damage rather. All right. So what's the harm on your brass knuckles?
1 harm.
All right. Let's see here. I'll say that, yeah. So you do inflict a harm onto I'll say Sean rather. I can't remember who has the knife. So did Sean or Jenny have the knife?
Jenny had the knife.
All right. So Sean will pummel you back. So he'll beat you with his fist, which is 0 harm. But yeah, so he kind of takes it to the chops, gives you one back, and meanwhile Jenny is off. She's now running. She is gone. What y'all
so we
doing?
got one crazy.
It's like, your girlfriend made this a really easy choice now. Quick, let's beat the shit out of him.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
Your mom is, she's just gonna walk up to Charles. Charles, stop. We
She
do not-
used stern voice on you, Charles.
Stern voice. That's a custom Dumas move.
We need to,
Charles just wants to put him in a headlock. Then
we do
He
not
just wants to just like
harm
hold him.
humans. The people that are not corrupted, we do not harm.
Oh, Charles looks at you and goes, "Oh, Dumas, you've made this very easy. Then this one's corrupted." He's just gonna hold the brain in front of Dumas' face. Don't you see? Look at the corruption coming off of him.
Charles, I'm not sure that's what Dumas means.
And to be honest with you, he almost killed someone. So why the hell should I show any pity on him? This is the one time where Charles is like cocking his eyebrow, like I get to be the one that's right.
Fenrir, calm down.
Fenrir like looks in the doorway. I usually don't take sides, but yeah, I'm gonna side with him.
Not fair, Brian. They're both your character.
All right. So what's happening? So Sean is looking to break free. You really haven't done anything move-wise to really keep him there. I'm allowing you this for the fiction. But unless you do something to him or quiet him down or beat him to death or something, he's going to also bolt. So what are y'all doing?
All
Like
right,
to try to
then.
manipulate
We
someone.
should deliver him somewhere they can keep him safe.
Hawk is simply gonna pull her gun on him and say, "I suggest you stay still."
Interesting.
Charles wants to try to like get him into a chokehold to try to manipulate someone because Charles got a fun ability, fervor. You roll tough instead of charm for manipulating.
Okay, well, Hawk. I'll say Hawk. Pulling the gun first and kind of calming down does trigger it first. So let's Hawk. Why don't you roll plus charm,
Mhm.
and we'll see if you quiet him down. You've given him sufficient leverage to not do anything rather than get his face shot off potentially. Holy bajollies!
Oh my gosh. This is what Hawk's made for, guys.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So yeah, Hawk, not a big person, of course, not an overly, structurally intimidating individual. But when a smiling hawk has a big gun on someone, they apparently listen, because Sean kind of sees it and it's really relevant what Charles is doing to him right now, because he's kind of just like frozen. As far as he's concerned, Hawk is ready to literally, put a hole in him and end him. So that's where his struggle ends for the moment.
See, if you stay calm and still, I stay calm and still. And when everybody stays calm and still, guns don't fire. Right?
One hopes. Sean hopes.
Charles is
Yeah.
going to... Now look, this might be a little risky. Now, instead of the whole trying to pummel him and beat him, what if we just, because you could choke someone out just for so long, and that can pretty much put them on the edge of death.
Charles, I did say that everybody was going to calm down, right?
But I don't like him.
That doesn't matter. Everybody's going to calm down.
Darcy's gonna get up and go to where I'm assuming Charles is still holding dude, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would like to
it's not really relevant to like the situation because it's Hawk that's making him not move or struggle or
Gotcha.
run.
Gotcha.
Charles may be holding him, but he's basically stopped struggling.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna, walk towards him and I'm gonna be like, hey, why don't you tell me about this master of yours? He seems pretty cool. My goal here is to investigate a mystery, by the way.
Oh, interesting.
By talking to someone, in case that wasn't clear.
In case that wasn't clear. Good to know. So, let's see here. Yeah. So I'll say he starts talking. It seems when you get on the subject of the master, as long as he's not under physical duress, it's like, oh, that's like his favorite thing to talk about in the whole universe. He wants to talk.
So we're
He wants
banking
everyone to
on-
know the beauty of the master. So, why don't you investigate a mystery? Let's see where this takes us. I don't know. 7. All right, hold 1.
Damn.
What's your question?
Question.
No pressure.
I'm trying
pressure.
to figure out if he would be spooked if I asked what could hurt it.
I mean, theoretically, you have the option for the question, and he has the ability to answer it. I mean, I'm going to say that for purposes of this, your hold counts as him being calm enough to give you the answer in this case.
Yeah, basically you could trick him into telling you what you want to know, I guess, would probably be what Darcy would do.
Yeah,
Right.
don't ask him what it's weak against. Ask him what it doesn't like, so that you can definitely avoid that.
That's a good way of phrasing it. So I'm asking what can hurt it, but what I'm saying in character is, do you know what the master's into? Like, what are some things what are some of his likes and dislikes? Do you know?
Are you going to swipe right on him or something here? Okay, so Sean kind of quirks his head, and he was talking about the master and all the wonders of the wonderful place that they're going to inhabit along with him. And so Emily kind of breaks in with that, and he's like, "Oh, the master loves to be fed, and when someone's in his nether realm, when someone's there, oh, he's strong. He's a god." It's when he's starving, when no one's there to feed him. That's what makes him sad, and that's what makes him weak. And I don't like to see him weak. That's why we keep him fed.
That
Mhm.
makes sense. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
And she just gets back up and walks out of the shed.
I too get weak when I am not fed.
All right, cool. We gotta starve this bastard, I guess.
Would we like to deliver this gentleman to the ranger we spoke with earlier, so that they can keep an eye on him? And perhaps we can collect the ingredients necessary for our ritual.
I don't have any better ideas.
I have no idea where we would get a dead face. Like I said, the animal's easy. We just pip on down to the supermarket and buy one of them lobsters from the seafood section.
Well, it seems like we need fresh dirt from a grave, and those two things go along pretty well with the other things we need.
Are you suggesting we go grave robbing, Dumas?
It's not a Monster of the Week campaign until there's a grave robbing. We all know this.
Listen, I've robbed a lot of things, but graves? Well, there was that one time.
We don't talk about the noodle incident.
That does seem the most expedient way to perform this.
All right. What do you do? Tell me what's going on.
How far away was the RV?
Quite a ways.
Yeah, it's a decent hike from where you're at.
Damn it. Charles needed his chainsaw.
For what?
Nothing?
For what?
I mean, we're taking dude here back to the ranger, right?
Are we?
Well,
What's my idea?
on what like we're just gonna hand him over to the ranger and say, "Hey, arrest this guy." Why?
Well, no, but you can be like, hey, I found this crazy person, and I'm worried about their safety. Like,
Well,
don't police officers do that?
We could just tell them that they're the ones that stabbed the woman.
We have no proof of that. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. The idea of taking him to the ranger is not very smart.
Oh,
We've already
yeah.
we left a bad impression on her. We have no evidence that he was
So-
actually the person who did
So
it.
Sean is now starting to stir again. Now that you're not talking about the master in a positive light, he's back to worrying about himself, and he will flee again shortly.
I mean, maybe we should just let him run. What do we need to keep him for?
Well, he could hurt somebody else.
Yeah, so could Charles, if we let him run around.
Well, and I'm going to say this while facing not directly at Sean, I guess kind of at the group, but it's definitely meant for Sean to overhear me. I mean, I suppose he could just flee into the night like a coward who is totally unworthy of serving the master and gaining the reward thereof. I mean, a true minion, would stay and spread the glory. But I mean, if he runs away, it's his own problem. I'm sure the master will eat him quickly. He does eat cowards quickly, right, Sean?
Sean just looks at you. He's definitely upset. But he's like, "You give me a knife. Give me a knife, and I'll show you where the master is. I'll bring him to you."
You'll bring the master to us. And why do you need a knife to do that?
How else am I going to make one of you bleed to death?
Wouldn't
may I
you?
borrow your gun?
I do not have the elephant gun with me right now. Just a handgun.
No. I just would like to borrow your handgun, please. May I just borrow your handgun? I would just may I just look at it, please?
Duma is like failing in her divine mission, like right before her eyes. It's like
I'm gonna look at Darcy and Duma, and I'm seeing a bunch of no faces.
Yes.
And just what exactly are you going to do with this, Charles?
Hawk, I'm only going to say this. You know I care very much about you and Darcy, and I'll do anything to protect you. So please, may I see your gun?
I like how he specified Hawk and Darcy and like didn't
Not
say
Dumas.
Dumas.
So I'm going to say that
Dumas can protect herself.
yeah. So Charles, all right. Why don't you roll manipulate someone on Hawk?
Okay.
You've triggered it enough. You've given her a reason to maybe want to do what you say.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
No pressure. It's like your worst thing ever that you can roll, but whatever. Go for it.
Yeah, no. Charles actually has a +1 charm.
But actually, I get to roll. I can roll plus tough because I have fervor now to manipulate.
Yeah.
someone.
What
So
is-
you can
Oh.
What does fervor do again?
It allows you to roll tough and plus tough instead of plus charm
Oh, under all circumstances?
for manipulate someone.
Oh, gotcha. All right, go for it. I suppose you're requesting a gun. It makes a great deal of sense too.
I think that also may imply that he may be trying to intimidate Hawk.
Somewhat.
Oh,
Oh no!
Oh my god.
You failed against another hunter. So on a miss, it's up to that hunter to decide how badly you offend or annoy them. This is the role that Hawk has been waiting for the entire campaign. They mark experience. They decide not to do what you asked. Monsters and minions cannot be normally manipulated. So to clarify, if Hawk doesn't do what you want, she gets to mark an experience box, and Hawk gets to decide how offended or insulted they are at you're trying to manipulate them. So tell us the story, Hawk.
Well, Charles gets the experience for a failed roll if nothing else.
Oh, there is that too, yes.
But definitely, especially on the implied, non-verbally communicated advice of the others, and especially noticing that Dumas' name was left out there, yeah, not handing over the gun. How have you annoyed or offended Hawk? More so than just being Charles. Definitely. Actually, it's very much because you were in your fervor and very much using your fervor. And using your fervor that, yeah, I don't trust you anymore. You pretty much burned what trust there was, that you're actually a trustworthy, reliable sort of person. And I'm absolutely convinced that if they gave you the gun, you would probably just start shooting Sean until he was near death and go, see, it was easy.
Charles just nuked your entire relationship with Hawk.
Actually, no.
I did not see that coming.
He's going to look at everyone now and just go, "It looks like I got to do it. It looks like I have to do this the hard way." And he's going to go try to break Sean's neck.
Oh, Jesus! I would like to roll protect someone.
Oh wow! All right,
You guys do realize this person tried to murder someone, right? And he's just going to go murder more people. And he's probably murdered a lot of people.
Okay, but now we're about to watch Charles, our beloved, well, formerly beloved Charles, try to murder somebody with his bare hand.
And that actually was what was going to happen. He was going to take the gun, just look at Sean, and shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, let's make things interesting. This is a life or death situation that we just started here. I'm going to say that. Go ahead and Darcy, let's roll to protect someone. If you don't, I'm going to give Charles an insta kill on this guy. He's pretty much at everyone's mercy. He's doesn't have a lot of say. So you either protect him or you fail.
Let's
God
go!
Oh, you already did roll it. Protect someone. Oh, 12.
10 plus.
All right, so let's see here. So you protect them. Let's see here. Once you choose one, so you protect Sean from Charles. I'll let you describe how you do that, and then you get to choose one of the extras from the 10 plus.
All right.
All right, as I will say, Brian, when you're making a roll and it prompts you for like plus forward, if you don't actually have anything, don't touch it, because if you make it blank, it fucks up the math on the roller. That's why it shows 3, even though you have a plus 3.
Yeah. When it asks plus or minus forward, it automatically has a 0. You just like leave it.
Yeah. Do not touch it. Just hit enter or submit.
No.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
for the math, it looks like you would have had a 6 anyway. So.
Anyway,
All right. So, I realize the obvious choice is like you hold the enemy back, but I think it would be more narratively compelling if I chose you inflict harm on the enemy.
Tell me what happens.
So,
Let's frame the scene for us.
Darcy sees that Charles is like in that position to like break this dude's neck, and just I mean, I get the sense that Darcy's the kind of person who just goes with her gut a lot. And, you know, it's definitely like, this is not a thing that should be happening. I should not be letting Charles just, like, straight up murder someone with his bare hands. So, she just pretty much just rushes him. But she, like, punches him in the face, is what I'm going with. I'm going with a punch. Punches Charles in the face, manages to let Sean go from this chokehold that he was in.
Okay. So yeah, Charles, you just took a sock to the face from Darcy. All 97 pounds of Darcy have been thrown behind this punch, and they land firmly on your face. It's another 0 harm for you.
Charles looks at Darcy, picks her up, moves her out of his way, and just goes, "I'm done," and leaves.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
I'm done.
Oh my god.
Maybe you shouldn't fucking murder people, perhaps.
I will point out that this continues the trend of this campaign of not allowing Scott to use a keeper move separate the party, because we do it
anyway. It's really anticlimactic for me. I'm like, oh, and they separate. Oh,
We love splitting up.
Split the party.
So Charles just nuked his relationship with Hawk, and I feel as if Darcy may have just nuked hers with Charles.
Yep.
Oh my god.
He's lost all respect for every single person in that room. He doesn't want to be around.
Oh my god.
All right.
Okay, so Charles hates everybody. Darcy hates Hog. Sean has no idea what's going on, but apparently has witnessed all of us hating each other. And Dumas is probably
fine, I guess.
Pretty much fine.
Even more confused why immortals are acting weird.
Dude, Dumas is quite exasperated with the situation.
All right, Sean's going to take this opportunity to run. Run.
Okay. Oh. Darcy's
have a good day.
I'm
just gonna wave him on and go, "Have a good day. I hope you kill more people."
Charles would give him a bus pass. You know, here you go.
Would you like some money?
Oh my god.
Here's some money for an Uber.
Actually, no. He's more like, "Here, can I give you a ride?"
Oh my god. All right. So yeah, he's now gone. At least the 3 of you alone in the forest. Charles probably we don't actually know. For all we know, Charles has gone in the opposite direction from the RV and is going to be lost in a little while. He really didn't specify. What are y'all? What the 3 of you doing?
There's actually, before you guys think this is about to go really, really dark, you're gonna love where this is actually going.
Oh no. That is that. Oh, don't worry about it getting real dark. Just worry about the thing I'm about to do. Yeah, I'm worried about that, Brian.
The Thin Man doesn't even need to try and kill
Yeah, this is like
each other today. It
Yeah.
seems
You're your own Thin Man. Wow, there's a metaphor. You are the
the
Thin Man.
monster was inside us all.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the Thin Man's actual goal is to just put us against each other. Wouldn't
So-
that be
I'm
quite a
not.
twist?
If only I was that freaking witty and brilliant. But no, sadly, that is.
Okay, look, fine. This is actually what Charles is doing. Because when I say he hates everyone, we all know that's not true. He's a baby. He's just pouting, and what's actually happening is he's reenacting the dance from Footloose.
Love that.
So he's literally doing that dance mad thing and going, "God damn, Darcy!" Yeah. So
Okay,
that's
Brian,
what's happening.
you got to get up and do it for us. I want to see that dance right now. Just do it. You know it's in you.
So,
It's Halloween.
So in
So
in
like
my head,
as he's walking, he's just
Oh yeah, there's the money right there.
he's going like that, just going, Hawk, why didn't you believe me? Does a spin, comes back around, it jumps.
So what you're saying is nobody puts Charles into a corner?
Different
That's
movie,
exactly
but
what
yes.
Oh my god, I said the wrong one, you're right.
wrong movie. And like in my head, I imagine that Darcy and Charles probably do like maybe exactly the dance that he's doing right now together, and so it's like symbolic thing. He's pissed off, and now his Footloose dance partner just betrayed him.
Oh my god. Oh, this is. I did not see this session going this way, but here we are. Here we are. I mean, the horror I was looking forward to is not yet happening, and a completely different horror's replaced it. It's terrifying as hell. Now I'm going to have Footloose dancing people dreams, and you bastards are responsible. You bastards. Alright, let me get my Game Master face on, my keeper face. Okay, so.
So, can
Yes, please, Duma. Bring us back to sanity.
we get back on track?
Absolutely, Duma,
Yes.
please, for crying out loud. For all that is
Actually, you know
holy,
what
bring us
Charles
back on
is doing.
track. Be the one. Be the one. Go.
Oh goodness, I love it.
Go, Duma. Go.
Well, unless anybody has some better ideas, perhaps we can try to figure out how to resolve this situation.
I mean, the thing with the Thin Man, or the thing with Charles? I'm a little not here. Or the thing with Hawk. I don't know. There's a lot of things happening right now, Duma.
Wait, one thing with me.
The fact that you're a bitch.
Excuse me?
Oh.
Okay.
Charles is going to be looking up graveyards on his phone. Well, as he's dancing now.
I want everyone to know that was something that I'd planned on saying. It just came from somewhere deep inside of me.
Hey,
Darcy, your phone's ringing.
Oh, right after I called Hawk a bitch? Is it?
Yep.
Is it Charles?
It's Charles.
Okay. Charles's ringtone is Witch Doctor.
Yes.
So okay. Darcy's like, or Hawk says, "What about Hawk?" Or the fact that she says, "The fact that you're a bitch." Hawk says, "Excuse me," and then we hear, "Hey, Witch Doctor, give us some magical words." And then, one moment, and so Darcy pulls out her phone and is like, "Yes, Charles." Is this?
Zira.
Are you?
Guess
I'm
this is an issue.
I'm looking up the graveyards. I will go steal a face. Just don't be mad at me. Click.
Are you crying? Oh,
And yes, as you can tell, he was bawling like a baby.
Snot crying.
Yep.
I think Charles found a graveyard that we can go to. So yay, there's that. Let's go. Let's go do that.
I don't know. Does the graveyard have admission to bitches?
I guess we'll have to find out.
Oh my god.
You really gonna be like that, Darcy? You, of all people, should know that bitches give stitches.
I thought that was snitches.
Oh.
You really wanna? Is that the hill you want to die on right now?
Holy shit. Is that the hill you want to die on right now? That is a cool freaking quote right there, boys and girls.
I mean, you should at least say it right. Just say it.
Fine then. Go off and hang out in the graveyard with your sugar daddy like the little goth girl you always wanted to be.
Sugar daddy.
Or is he just your daddy?
Oh no, she did it.
Emily doesn't know what to say to this.
So Charles, last downtime, he learned how to make Snapchat. He made a Snapchat for if you guys want to see.
Oh, please.
God. Darcy's not going to be checking her phone. By the way, we're having a confrontation. Actually, it's not even really a confrontation. Where it's just two young women being passive aggressive as possible with each other.
We are well past the passive.
Are you? I mean, what are you saying? That I think Charles is my father? I'm sure that Frank Bennett would resent that because I have an actual dad.
Yeah,
if that sounds awkward, it was meant to.
Do you mind want to sit down on a stump, pull a beer out of nowhere, and start doing it?
Well done. Hopefully Charles has made it somewhat closer to the RV, but now he's trying to call Duma, but he thinks it works like Beetlejuice, so he's going, Duma, 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 where are you?
Duma, your three human companions are all having like breakdowns right now. And you get a front row seat.
I think at this point, Hawk is just going to have to walk up towards Darcy and just go, nice little shove against your chest, head out the door and say, goodbye, Earl.
Holy shit. I know what that means.
Oh no.
It's a song.
Uh-huh.
It's a breakup song, Scott.
Oh no!
Just broke up with me.
I think it's a bit more than just a breakup.
Oh, is that the one where Earl needs to die?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, but I was simplifying it.
You can interpret that however you want.
All right. Okay. Let's get together. Let's get focused here again. All right. So, push pass. What do you do?
Charles is off in the woods by himself. Hawk is off in the woods by herself. And Darcy is
with Duma at the shed.
Probably not sure who'd be a whiny bitch at anymore. Because I left. And I really don't know what Duma is making of all of this.
Okay.
But it can't be good.
Okay, so the only two together right now are Darcy and Duma. I'm not sure if that's really a good thing or not or what, but here we are. So Darcy and Duma, what are you doing?
I'll let Dumas go first. She just cracked open a beer, so.
Yeah, she's just like sipping on the beer, and she says, "I think we should go back to the RV now."
Yeah, I think so too, Dumas. Said a little louder than perhaps it needed to be said. And Darcy kind of just starts following where Charles went off to. From what she gathered from that conversation, Charles found a graveyard and is definitely willing to get a face for them and apparently feels sorry? Question mark for trying to kill someone, but she's assuming that he's at the RV, if not close to it.
Okay. So, let's put a pin in that. And Hawk, you're kind of doing your thing. You're upset. You're angry. You just basically told Darcy maybe you want to kill her. You don't know. You broke up. It's done. It's over. You had enough. You're freaking tired of all this. You're like doing the thing where you're looking down and you're kicking dirt. You know, and then as you in true horror film manner, you kind of as you're walking, you see another set of feet. And you look up, and it's Jenny, and she has a new blade. She's like, "Come on, meet the master." What do? You have a couple seconds before you have to act under pressure, or maybe just get cut.
Yeah, sure, let's go. Which way do we go?
This is a wrong frame of mind to catch Hawken. So Jenny's like, "You want to meet the master?"
Yes, absolutely. Let's just say that since first meeting you, I've had a revelation.
Oh, Jesus! All right, she reaches out to you kind of tentatively, like you're almost like kind of like you would approach a wild animal that like you're trying to get out of a trap. You know, it seems like it should want to get out of the trap, but maybe it'll snap back because that's what wild animals do. You know, it's kind of reaching out to you like that, and she's going to try to take your hand in hers and see if you resist.
No, take her hand in mine, and then just kind of in the back of her wrist.
All
Let's
right.
go.
She's going to turn your hand over, and she's doing this slowly. She's judging the situation. She's going to put the blade into your wrist and start running it up.
Oh!
So, does it seem like she's just like trying to lightly cut me or actually injure me?
She's trying to get you to meet the master, and the way to do that is to be on the verge of death. So if you don't do something, she's going to harm you to the degree where you'll start to bleed out.
It's like, oh, no. We're not going to meet the master that way. We need to find somebody else.
All right. So that's not good enough for her. So go ahead and act under pressure.
Jason, are you implying what I think you're implying?
I don't know because I'm not a mind reader.
All right.
Fortunately, I am not good at acting under pressure. I am not good at acting under pressure.
All right. Take 2 harm as she cuts into you with the knife.
Ouch.
And like it hurts. It hurts bad. So bad that you fall down on your back. And in a second she's going to be on top of you, but you feel that kind of, you know, at first you don't feel anything. You felt the pressure of the blade cutting your arm. And it was like almost like it was numb, like, you know, it had like, you know, it was Novocained out or something. And then as you fall and you start to feel, first you feel like the warmth of your own blood, and then you feel the pain of that cut. It's about like 4 inches long worth of cut up your forearm. What do you do?
I asked if this overall counted as going off by myself somewhere scary.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm willing to very much retroactively call it that.
And then the next question is whether or not this counts as me being captured.
I will say this is not a capture. You're there.
Yeah.
She's trying to
I kinda
harm you
gave in.
specifically. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the first part, yeah. So whatever. I forget what that move triggers, but the move where
I get XP.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So definitely trigger that one. You did wander off alone and into apparent danger.
And
What do you do?
I've taken some harm. I am now bleeding profusely, and she's on top of me.
Just about. Tell me what's going on.
Well, she's not actually going to kill me. But I'm definitely bleeding. Is there any way I can make this look like it's far more grave a wound than it actually is?
That's
Put on my acting chops. Scream
gotcha.
in pain. Make blood fly everywhere. Just kind of look like I'm more stuck and more bleeding than I actually am.
Yeah. Okay. So technically it's to manipulate someone. You're trying to get someone to do something through manipulation. In this case, through play acting. So roll plus charm.
Oh no!
And what is it again that you're trying to get them to do?
Basically, like not wound me again, or at least not wound me as much.
Okay.
Basically, like they know they need to wound me so much, and I'm trying to basically make them do less, but think it was more.
Okay. All right. So 10 plus, I'm going to say that she doesn't hurt you at all. On a partial, I would have said possibly.
Yeah.
So yeah, she kind of backs off because this doesn't work if you're dead, right? So you've manipulated her into being afraid of the master for a second at least. She's like, "You'll meet the master and it'll be so beautiful." Well, I'm sorry, but not for you. It'll be beautiful for me. Roll while you're there. Roll some more weird for me, Hawk.
Can you stop that? Hey, that's a 7.
All right. So you're there bleeding, and sure as heck, there's just this stillness suddenly about everything, and it wasn't close to darkness, but everything seems to be a little more darker than it was before. Like it's almost things as you look around, Hawk, are more monochrome, and there's like a flash back into like the normal reality of the light, and then it's back, and you see before you, behind Jenny, you do see the Thin Man, and it's terrifying. So roll again one more time. Roll plus weird for me. All right.
Wow. Great.
All right.
Damn
so
it. Fail rules. Give me experience.
So here, so you have a choice. You can stay here and suffer one more harm, or try to leave. The choice is yours.
All right. I will take one harm.
All right. So you kind of see that it's terrifying. This thing is of human shape in the sense that, a kid knows how to draw a stick figure, but the proportions are wrong. The legs, the arms are a little too long. The torso is a little too long and too thin to house all the organs it should. The face elongated and blank. And then, but what's real, what looks the most real, are those black tentacles coming off of his back. There's like 5 of them, and they're all kind of wriggling towards you. What are you doing? Actually, you know what? Let's put a pin in this, and let's go back to the RV. Where, so everybody gets back to the RV. Well, and by everybody, I mean not Hawk. So everybody but Hawk gets back to the RV, and everybody will probably notice that Charles he's looking very puffy-eyed for no reason at all. It's probably like the pollen of being off the trail like that, but he's very puffy and red in the eye. But yeah, so yeah, Darcy, Dumas, and Charles are now back together again.
Would you say that something bad has happened somewhere I'm not?
Yes, I would say that.
I would say that the elephant gun is still in the RV.
Would you say that it is something that Darcy would have a hunch about?
Yes. In fact, I just kind of want to look it up to refresh my own memory. But yeah, roll plus sharp.
I would say, is it something Darcy wants to have a hunch about?
Well, she doesn't get to choose.
I don't get to. Darcy doesn't get to decide when she has hunches.
Yeah.
And I can strongly suggest to Scott that I would like to have one.
On a miss.
Oh my god!
All right, so this is going to be another time dilation if Darcy chooses to act on this, because I don't think there's any I'm confused that the move doesn't really tell me if you've now committed to doing this thing.
I feel it's more interesting if I do.
Gotcha. So yes, let's set the scene again. There might be a little time dilation as we do one thing or another. But yeah, Darcy, Dumas, and Charles get back. Charles is suffering from allergies. And that's right as you three are together, and Darcy's about to break out some witty witticism that as she do, she gets that feeling that Hawk, something's wrong, something's very wrong. Hawk, bitch.
Darcy's gonna, so I'm kind of imagining the three of them have sort of come together again, and maybe she started talking about telling Charles what happened with Hawk, being like, yeah, I called Hawk a bitch, and then it's like, as soon as she says that, she gets that, feeling, and it's like, damn it, and then she doesn't say anything else, she just runs.
All right.
She's gone.
Charles and Dumas, what do you do?
Before Charles follows after Darcy, he runs inside, grabs the elephant gun and his chainsaw.
Oh, I level up. Yay. Cool.
And I'm following after Darcy.
What's Dumas doing?
Dumas, I think we're going to use angel wings.
Oh, that's cool. So are you doing it to be with Hawk?
Yes.
All right, excellent. So let's yeah, go ahead.
Mechanically, if I do it for myself, would Charles still be able to get there?
You don't
Charles
know.
is following Darcy.
Yeah, Charles is following Darcy. So they've run off into the woods in some indiscriminate direction.
Darcy's following her gut. Charles is also following Darcy's gut.
Darcy, where does the gut tell us to go now?
She hooks a left.
So what's Dumas' plan now?
Technically, angel wings can take up to 2 other people with rolling.
Yeah,
Although,
with the rolling.
Although you could definitely not call for a roll and just say this is how Darcy gets there just in time to be in trouble.
Yeah.
But what fun would that be, right? So Dumas, you haven't told me what you've done yet, Dumas. What is Dumas doing?
Do you want me to angel wing us there, or do you want to run?
Darcy's running.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go there and just basically the darkness and her wings go out and it's pitch black, and then she walks out from behind a tree to where Hawk is,
Okay, so let's go back to Hawk and now Dumas. Hawk and Dumas are sharing the scene with Thin Man, as we described. He's kind of standing up behind Jenny, and Jenny's looking just fervently wild in the eyes. Like, she's looking at Hawk, and as far as she's concerned, Hawk is just on the verge of bleeding out, or must have, because the Master came. And that's the only time Master comes for her. So she's all googly-eyed and wild-eyed, and the Thin Man is again behind, and again things look weird. They feel weird in his presence. I'll give you a round yet, Dumas, before that anything like that happens. But yeah, you see Jenny kind of squatting in front of Hawk as Hawk's on her back, blood coming out her wrist. Jenny again looking all fervent. Behind Jenny, the Thin Man, and that's the scene. Dumas. What is Dumas doing?
Dumas just looks between them, shakes her head. I guess we don't need the grave after all. And she's just going to charge at the Thin. And just like, pow.
Just like pow. All right.
Does she say pow when she does it?
There's going to be a pow if she hit.
All right. Who are you powing?
The Thin Man.
All right. Go ahead and kick some ass.
So my question is, how close is the Thin Man to Hawk?
I would say within like 5 feet maximum.
Oh,
It's quite close.
so close enough that I could drop my faking at being super badly injured, and basically it's help somebody out to give Dumas a +1.
Oh yeah, that's real good.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me how you do that. What does it look like as Dumas is kind of leaping at Thin Man? What do you do to assist?
Essentially, just as it's, I guess Thin Man is gonna like brace itself or turn to face Dumas or something. I'm basically gonna like, sort of like jump over, reach out, and just kind of, tackle the leg and try and pull it off balance.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So yeah, certainly. Pardon me.
So that becomes a 10 for Dumas.
Yes. So Dumas, what are you doing? What is your 10 plus extra effect?
I think suffer less harm is there's like a big burst of like lightning and like light as she hits, and it's like just suddenly it's just really bright, and it like shakes all the leaves and like branches and stuff like start falling and stuff like that.
Very cool. All right. So yeah. So as you hit it, it kind of, the tentacles just kind of, again, it's not like the messed up thing to Dumas is like she's used to things fighting back, and this thing doesn't really care. It's like the tentacles that cause her some damage or pain, at least, they're just kind of there. This is kind of lazily reached out, and it was already there, really, and Dumas more or less ran into it. But it seems unconcerned about hurting you. In fact, with your reduction, you take 0 harm, all told, with your armor.
Pretty sure I have.
Yes.
I got healed. I got that 1 harm healed last time. I forgot to take it off.
Yeah. So, so you kind of see the face indent with your, you actually see like your fists, like a gelatin mold almost. But then it just kind of goes right back. It's like you never touched it.
Even though the attack does count as being the weakness. Because of smite.
It's a weakness, yes. But yes, for all intents and purposes, it still does no harm to him. So let's see here. So I'm going to say Hawk is going to take another 2 from the knife. Now that she's kind of revealed that she's not harmed, and people are attacking the master, Jenny lashes out the closest thing.
Alrighty. And damn it, why is it not marked on here? I actually took another play move, so now did I untake it? But I took the one of the moves I had taken as a other playbook move was the one that gives me +1 armor.
Oh, neat.
So
Okay.
I just where the hell did it get unchecked or something? Anyhow, I'll find it on the sheet and add it, but it was the one from the professional tactical awareness.
Okay.
But so I'll take 2. Sorry, which?
I trust you,
Yeah.
Jason.
Oh yeah, so I'll just take 1. Still, that's definitely not good.
Yeah. So here's where we're right on the cusp of Darcy and Charles getting there, and here's where Darcy's hunch goes horribly wrong for her. So
okay.
yes. So again, the scene is just you can hear the stuff. You can hear you felt the crapple, the crack of that you've known now as Dumas' strike. You felt the surge of just power coming off of it. So you're near. It's just inside that clearing, and from Darcy and Charles's point of view, just as they come into the clearing, they're basically there's a whoosh of air, as if like suddenly there's a vacuum, and there actually is. Behind the Thin Man opens up this big portal about 10 foot in diameter, and it looks like this purple black miasma with little tentacles reaching out, and it's totally open. So now you are kind of running into it if you don't stop. You and Charles, and that's where we're sitting right now. So having set that scene, who's doing who? What do you do, Alia?
I mean, I think it's safe to say that Darcy's definitely going to end up in there, right? This is her hunch to go wrong, pretty much.
Well, it doesn't damn you to trouble. If I think we can do it for Darcy, let's do an act under pressure to see if you jump straight into it on accident or not. So again, your hunch doesn't damn you to being a victim. It just puts you at the worst possible time you could have run into this. That's when you do it. All right.
I got a 9.
Excellent. All right. So, worst outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. I'm going to say, let's make it interesting. So, I'm going to say that you kind of, as it forms in front of you, you kind of stop, and you're kind of precariously balanced. The hard choice isn't for you; it's for Charles. Does he want to get to who he can see? He can see the Thin Man on the other side. He can see Hawk bleeding on the ground. You can see Dumas kind of staring at her own fist, wondering why this thing isn't pulverized. If he can either A, save Darcy from falling forward, or B, he can do something about the Thin Man and Jenny, who still has a knife and is right on top of Hawk. It's Sophie's choice. Which do you go for?
No wrong answers, Brian.
Okay. Actually, this was actually already Charles's plan anyway. If it was going to have to come down to this, Charles was going to save Darcy no matter what. He wasn't letting her go through that portal, so of course he's going to go save her.
All right. Okay, so that leaves Hawk on the other side with Dumas. Hawk, what are you doing?
Trying not to panic, mostly.
Hawk has become better at that, though. Really, she's much more practiced since day one.
I mean, as I was kind of wrapped around Thin Man's leg and screaming wildly and gushing blood everywhere, it's been very confusing. I don't really actually know what's going on. I especially don't actually know that the others have shown up because I've been paying much attention.
So what you do know is that if you stay right where you are and don't at least attempt to get away, Jenny's going to take another swipe at you with the blade. So I'll give you the chance to do something.
Well, then I guess I'm going to have to do something about Jenny, aren't I?
Do something.
Don't suppose at some point this triggered charging into immediate danger without hedging bets.
Well, you really did. At this point, you found yourself in your predicament, like without getting into the. You didn't charge at anything without hedging your bets. You found yourself in a crappy situation. So that does. I will say that does not trigger the move. You're here against your will, more or less.
Alrighty. Well, then I guess I'm just gonna have to. She's coming for me, try and shoot her in the face.
All right, kick some ass. Now we'll see what Dumas doing right after this. Oh, a 9. All right. Let's see. What is Dumas doing anything? Was that Cassie about to jump in? Is Dumas doing something?
Well, I was gonna say
You can help out.
Probably is gonna help out. That could be either that or protect Hawk. Help out. Sure. I can help.
Which one do you want?
Sure.
You want to protect her or help out?
What do you roll for help out? Cool. Okay. Sure, I'll help out.
Okay, and what this will do is give Hawk a 10 on their roll potentially.
Yeah.
Okay. 6.
Maybe not.
Or maybe not. So you kind of find yourself not helping out. Or you're embroiled in the same thing. I'm going to say that you've kind of committed to this. You're like, oh my god, Hawk! And you reach out and you just don't really get to it. You get to her at the time before her. You actually hear the gun, make its noise and kick before you see kind of Jenny get hit by it, and it's all over by the time you really get there. So let's see. So Hawk, with your 7+, you do harm to each other. She'll do another 2 harm to you minus your 1 armor. What does your pistol do?
Apparently it's just a 2 harm.
Okay.
2 harm, close, loud.
Okay. Yeah, so you put it like straight through her shoulder. It actually goes straight through Thin Man right behind. You see the bullet. You see that spray that you're used to in the up close, right behind Jenny, which is her, flesh and bone and blood being splashed at supersonic speed. And it kind of splashes straight onto the Thin Man, and the bullet you can see just kind of whizzes past him. Let's see. What is your harm up to?
It's definitely getting up.
Are you in the unstable range?
Oh, I was unstable a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I'm at 5 out of 7.
Okay. So at this point, Thin Man's going to try to grapple you and put you in the thing. So you can act under pressure again to basically avoid it. Go ahead and roll plus cool. A lot of rolls this time. So there's some sessions we get like 0, 1 rolls, and then you get here and we're all over the place testing you guys. Testing your stats.
I can
Play.
act under pressure. The one thing I'm not good at. Well, okay, it's all the weird rolls, but the problem is acting under pressure requires cool, and we all know Hawk is not cool.
Hawk has some cool going on.
Oh, there's that 8.
Okay, so a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. Let's see here. This is a tough one. So you succeed at what you're doing, which is basically getting away from the Thin Man's tentacle grasp. I'll say that the price of doing that is going to be that you take one more harm. You're exerting yourself. You're bleeding out. So you can either resist or take the harm. This is the tough choice.
So if I take the harm, I get free, and if I don't take the harm, pulls me in, or at least just kind of restrains me.
I'll say that it will indeed pop you into the portal. I would normally let Dumas act, but because she failed on the help out, that's kind of where she's kind of there, but not able to really react to this one. As a note, no pressure.
Oh, all right, and I guess into the portal I go.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So Hawk is Darth Dumas actually watches the thing kind of grasp Hawk in its tentacles, and they're like this oily reflective color tone to it, and they kind of wrap around Hawk almost gently, actually, like a tentacled mother carrying its baby, and kind of turns it around. Hawk, the bundle, gets dumped into the portal, and then it turns around. But the portal is open. Dumas, you sense that it's open, like, for the taking. You can at least go in. I'll let your senses would pick up on that. But now, yes, Hawk is in. What is everyone else doing?
Dumas will definitely go in after all.
All right, another one in. So Charles, you're the only one to really have a good vantage point on this. You kind of get Darcy is like, doing that whole, you can imagine she's done like the same thing up against like a laser trap, like, oh, I didn't see that before the last second, and I'm about to tumble into it, and then you recover her on the one side, and again, this thing is just a portal. It's like from the side, it has almost no width, no depth, if you will. So once you kind of pull her back, you see the Thin Man there. You actually see Hawk go in and maybe even make eye contact with her. You lock eyes for that second before she's dumped in. Dumas, like a freaking superhero, jumps straight in without a thought, a hesitation, ignoring Thin Man entirely. That's
any chance that Hawk could flip Charles a bird as being
Sure, you get the bird off.
Charles he's gonna turn to Darcy, get her away from the portal, and he's gonna kind of give her a pat on the head. And he's gonna go,
You're not going in there without me, Charles. We're not doing this. You're not going in there without me. We have to go in together or we're not going at all.
Charles I hate this. But he's gonna look at Darcy and go, Darcy, an old man dies and 3 young girls are going to get to live.
Charles.
And he's diving into the portal.
I'm going after you.
All right. So
unless
yes,
something prevents me from doing so.
No. All parties are only overjoyed that there is so much free fast food going on right now. So, on that note, we have reached an opportune point to take our halfway mark break. So while we do that, and we get back, we'll find out what the hell's going on in this nether realm. So, tick 10, do what it is that you do. I don't want to know what that is. Don't tell me. And then I'll see you in 10. So, see you shortly, boys and girls. Okay. So, I'm glad Darcy said that. So, all right. So Darcy, you kind of jump in. Your last stop before clearing the portal is just like, this is so dumb. Why am I doing this type of thing? And like suddenly it's like it feels like it's years later. Like your mindset is switched. Like it's been so long, and Darcy finds herself sitting in a cell, a jail cell. It's just dank and cold, and there's not much in it. There's her cot, which is this crappy military-style cot, almost no padding on it. A ratty blanket, a pillow that's gone so flat it's more or less just cloth at this point. You know, there's a small, like, one of those little bookcases in the wall, like little board, just one board going across, and there's like 2 books on it.
What are the books?
Oh, good question. You caught me off guard with that one. Let's see. So the books are as you kind of you look at them yourself, and you're like, what books are those? And you seem to remember in these last years, every time you open them, they're just blank. Just blank books. It's like it's teasing you. And there's like a little drip, drip, drip. And it's actually kind of lucky that your personal toilet is right under it, because at least it catches the water. But it's this metal rusted thing. It hurts when you sit on it. You're getting your core work from hovering basically, and there's bars, like literal iron bars in front of your cell, and it's small. It's like it's as deep as you are tall, plus about a foot. And you're wearing this jumpsuit, this gray jumpsuit that has holes in it. Maybe eaten by moths, maybe eaten by rats. And
oh no!
It's like you've just been here for years. It's horrible. You're looking for like evidence of anybody being there, and sure enough, your prayers are answered. Guard goes by, and it's this guy. He looks just burly and mean, and he is. He's the one that beats you. And the cell opens up, and he's like, "Time to go eat, you hog." He goes, "Come on now." And he kind of, and in the past, in these years, he calls all the inmates hogs. Like he's his family was a pig farmer. They were pig farmers, and you guys are just like, dirty animals to him. So he kind of gets you out, and you see the billy club that has the little shock tip on it. And he's like, what happens first? And you do. It's time to put on the shackles. So he puts the shackles on your arms, on your wrists, and on your ankles, and everything is linked together. And when you walk, it's in this little half gate. And this is what happens every time for all these years that you get out of that cell. And before you know it, you're being herded down the hallway. You're going too slow, so he shocks you, and it hurts. And it's going to leave another mark that might get infected. So many things get infected in this dirty place. And next thing you know, you're in the chow hall with the rest of the inmates, and they all just kind of look old and weathered, and you can see like past their facade of this everything here. They used to be strong. They used to be powerful. And here they're just powerless, old, frail, and beaten. And you're one of them. And you're like, Darcy gets served her food, through the line. And it's just this black mush. Maybe it's some kind of bean, who knows. And this water that it's always a little yellow and has stuff floating in it. And it's nasty. There's no pleasure to be had here. and it's just sad. This is what's become of the great thief Darcy. So let's put a pin in that little happy tale, and let's go to Dumas. So when you pass the portal again, you're like, it has to. I can't speak for Dumas, but I got to think it's like, why, something that's crossing her mind was like, why am I risking my existence for these little crumbs in time? These mortals, it's like you've seen eternities, and this is here you are risking your life for these little creatures that live and die in the blink of your eye, just through nature, such as it is. And after you cross it, suddenly you're in a very familiar non-place. You're in the hole. You're in the abyss. You're in the nothing. There's nothing. There's no one. It's this just never-ending darkness of non-existence. It's like you're dead, but you're not. The consciousness is there, just like it was when you were in prison for all those years. But you can feel like the gentlest echo of your captor. What was the name of the angel that specifically put you away?
You put me on the spot there. I haven't thought of it.
Just make it up. Put syllables together. Doesn't have to have any meaning.
I could say like Sariel.
Sariel? That's perfect. So you see, the Sariel, and this echoes of what they said to her, said to Dumas, said to you, said to your what's left of you as you're sitting in the hole, formless. And it's like disappointment. You're this in your celestial forms. There is no language per se. There's no words. There's just it is, and you feel like the last sensations you got from someone outside of yourself before you were cast right back into the hole where you spent all those eons is disappointment and heartbreak, if there is such a thing among celestials. And this echo fades, and next thing you know, you're eons into another few eons into this time, and it's like hopeless, and it's nothingness. And this time, you're not getting out. This is just home for your consciousness for the rest of however long time exists, and maybe even after it ceases. But there you are. So put a pin in that one. Hawk. So like you go from a sensation of bleeding out and feeling that you may or may not have been this close to death before, but it fades as soon as you kind of pass through that threshold, and you are suddenly sitting in Darcy's house. Back in the day when you used to hang with her and, watch the shows and do whatever it is that Hawk and Darcy do, talk about the latest gossip, the latest crimes she's committed, etc. But this place that you have such fond memories of is just, this is not it. It's like you kind of find yourself, musing about the memories of this place, and then everything kind of comes into focus, and you actually hear, you saw Darcy in front of you, and you just assumed that she was, talking about the normal stuff, boys at school, girls at school, it's whatnot, the drama, the stupidity, what she took from the chemistry class. But as she comes kind of into focus, you just see her her face twists into angry, and her face gets close to yours, and it occurs to you she's been yelling at you for all this time you've been in this room right now, and she's like, Hawk, you know all that time we spent together, all those good times. Well, they weren't real. I just needed somebody, and you were that piece of shit I hung out with. Someone to take the fall for me, someone to fast talk through, getting me out of trouble. And I don't really need you anymore. You've always been worthless to me. And now you're even more worthless. And now why are you even still here? Why aren't you going off somewhere and hiding in a hole? Why don't you go off and find a cave and live there? You're worthless to me, you're worthless to the world, you're worthless to anyone who's ever met you. And this kind of goes on. And we'll put a pin in that. Charles. Charles is also seeing a scene. It's a scene of, it's so wonderful. If the viewer of this show that we're watching, the Monster Week Down the Road series, is watching this and like, the viewer is put off by how the first three kind of stories were so dark and dim and horrible, and Charles's is like, it looks happy. It's like literally like shiny, happy. The sun's out. You can hear the birds in the background. And it's Charles as he is today. And he's looking at a family scene. It's the scene of him having dinner with his wife and 2 children. They're older now. They're about as old. Everyone is his age as much as they would be if they were still alive today. And they're all happy. And Charles kind of, as he reaches out to his wife, whose touch he's not had for years now, and it just kind of goes through, and it occurs to him, this blinking of consciousness comes in his brain, and he's like, this is life if I hadn't been a selfish loser coward, and I don't really get to experience it. He does, and I have to watch. I have to keep watching. And I have to keep watching the happiness if I hadn't been the loser that I was. That could have been mine. No monster hunting, no chainsaws or bleeding, just family and growth and happiness and new experiences. And we'll stick a pin in that. So let's go back to Darcy. What's going through Darcy's mind? I've set the scene for each of you. Now I'd like your reactions. What's Darcy feeling?
I've been trying to figure that out. Sort of, I guess more than anything, lonely. I can imagine in this situation, it's kind of like, oh, I had, my best friend and a guy who's like a father to me. My awesome angel protector, and it's like in the blink of an eye, even though it feels like years, it also, I imagine it also doesn't.
Right,
like,
exactly. There's that 2 sides of that sensation, certainly.
Like, I'm imagining that on some level she's like, oh, well, I was just in the woods, but then also, but I've been here for years. Loneliness. She feels like a failure. But then also there's some level of, this is what I deserve.
Ooh.
This is going to happen anyways. I was gonna be in jail at some point. I wasn't gonna be the great thief Darcy forever. I wasn't gonna have my friends forever. They were all gonna realize that I am a terrible person, and they were gonna leave. Just like they've left me here. And I'm not even sure any of these people around me are real. So yeah, that's what Darcy's feeling.
Gotcha. Excellent. So go ahead and I'm gonna hold you there. I just kind of want to go through everybody's reactions, and we'll continue. So how about Dumas? I've set the setting. What's on Dumas' consciousness?
I imagine she's very angry about feeling like she's back in prison again, back in based on hell. And she's probably thinking a lot about how she basically wants to tear down the Divine Order and build something better from the ashes. And that's pretty much what I was thinking about, yeah.
All right. Does she like remember her friends, or what does she think of her companions? Do any thoughts dwell on them?
Well, she definitely wanted to see Hawk again. And yeah, she definitely enjoyed being with them.
Which is an interesting experience for her. Again, with these little blink of an eye mortals. Cool. All right, Hawk. Where is Hawk's mind at as we see her scene?
Honestly, this scene hasn't really actually had an effect on Hawk. This just seems like, okay, well, Darcy already hated me, and so this is just Darcy still hating me. That's pretty much just the same thing. And so, that doesn't have that kind of effect. And it's like, oh, you want nothing to do with me? Oh, whatever. Except obviously I have to be of some use for you to have kept me around, but fine, fuck it. And I'm pretty much going to get angry and determined to sort of go off and do things myself, because you know what, somebody must find me worthy of something, and damn it, I am going to do it whether or not anybody cares or not. And so I'm more angry and indignant and determined to basically make something of myself and prove that I'm a good person, to spite the fact that Darcy actually hates me.
You're determined to become the best person ever to piss someone off.
The fake Darcy.
The fake Darcy, yes.
Well, the real Darcy called me bitch, so obviously she hates me and never liked me in the first place either. So, and
Hawk is the queen of overreacting. Holy shit!
And so I need to get revenge on Darcy for betraying me, and the best revenge is living well until I get a big enough gun to live really well. I don't know.
All right,
I'm very much driven by spite and vinegar at this point.
Yes.
All right,
we're gonna put a pin Hawk down. Charles, where's Charles at mentally, emotionally?
Well, this is an interesting one. Because you might think Charles would be flying off into a rage or crying, but all he does is he beholds the scene in front of him and what the Thin Man is trying to do to him mentally. But Charles is actually smiling, and he's appreciative. Because let's say that there's like a reflective surface. Charles looks into it, and what Charles actually really sees at all times when he looks at himself, he sees a monster. He got to give Charles the sight of seeing himself as a human with what could have been his family.
Excellent. All right. So do this for me, all of you. Roll plus cool for me, please.
Roll plus cool.
Oh, come on, Scott. I told you it's not cool.
Darcy's real cool.
Oh wow.
Oh, Darcy is very cool.
Ah,
Charles is not cool.
Oh no.
just,
And Hawk is not cool.
all right. Let's see here. So let's see here. All right, I'm consulting my own goodies here. Give me 1 second. All right. So
Did
Darcy.
Dumont roll? Oh.
Yeah,
yes.
Dumont is. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, I missed it.
No, you're fine. So Hawk and Dumas, I want you to note that you're holding one.
All right.
Emily, or rather, Darcy, you're holding two. So what the scene for Darcy is the one that kind of shifts. She's kind of viewing things, and she kind of sees like past all the people. You know, she's eating or shoveling in this because she knows again, there's this thing, I have to eat to live, even if it is utter crap. You know, at least they mushed up the maggots this time in it. And she kind of like looks around. She normally keeps her head down at meal times here. But when she kind of looks around, she sees the oddest thing. It's like cracks in the wall, and like a very, very, very bright light is shining through these cracks. They slowly grow, and like little pieces fall apart, and suddenly like the cracks continue on down through the floor, and then they branch out, and they actually go through like people, like everything is getting a crack in it. And before Emily notices, before Darcy notices, I'm screwing up your names. Before Darcy notices, everything kind of just crumbles, and she sees Dumas, Hawk, and Charles kind of standing there transfixed. And she recognizes she's standing in this. It seems like it's a place that looks very much like the surface of that portal that you guys went through. It's like purplish black, little tendrils on every surface. Like the ground, as she looks at it, it kind of like reaches out to touch her. And like otherwise it's like just darkness, but she can still see. It's like nothing's illuminated, but everything is seeable. This is not normal reality here. This is not Earth that as she's used to experiencing it. So you see Dumas, Hawk, and Charles kind of transfixed, looking up, and there's another person that's there with you. In you being one of the, having a good eye for this kind of thing, you recognize a picture from like one of the lost people things in the hospital as you passed, and it's a guy, a young guy. He's like 20 something. That's young, really, and he's just kind of sick and rotting almost. He's falling apart, and he kind of looks up to you. He says, "Oh, you see it, don't you? You're free. You freed yourself, and I did it too late. I'm just everything left of me is just food for the creature." And he kind of like slumps to the ground, and you can tell he's literally half a dozen breaths away from fading. He's like, get out of here. Get your friends out of here. Once it has no food, you kill that thing. And then he just slumps over, and he like dissolves and becomes part of that purple black goo with the tendrils in the ground. He's now part of that.
Shoot. I couldn't even ask him how we get out of here.
What do you do?
Can I move?
Yes,
Like,
you're free to move. You have your body. You're you.
okay. I'm gonna go up to Hawk. I mean, you said the other guy looked like he was rotting. Do we have signs of decay?
Not that you notice.
Okay. Can if I reach out to touch Hawk, will I be able to do that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna put my hands on her shoulders.
Okay, you're standing next to yourself in your room. Your other self is a mean-looking version of you, like you've had the worst, meanest day of your life, and she's yelling at Hawk, "You're useless. I used you. You're worthless. I hate you." Over and over, and it's changing the theme up, but it's just all that. And you're kind of you're there. What do you do?
Well, that's not true. That's not even how I talk. This thing doesn't know what he's doing, Hawk. Can she hear me?
Yes. Hawk, you can both see and hear the other Darcy.
So that's you because you just can't yell at me quite enough. You have to do it twice as much.
No, Hawk,
You here to tell me I'm just twice as useless?
No, what? You're super useful.
You're super useful.
Even if you were useless, it wouldn't stop me from being your friend. If
the other Darcy's now arguing with you. Are you fucking kidding? Look at this worthless piece of crap. He's just been an anchor for us. Oh my god.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. That's not true. This is Hawk. This is my best friend. We watch movies together.
You are the last person I ever expected to play good cop, bad cop.
No,
especially with yourself.
Okay, first of all, I resent that. Second of all, I'm not. That's not me. That's not me. I'm me.
Looks like you, sounds like you, quacks like a duck's made of wood.
Yeah, Hawk. Which one of this do you think is the real Darcy? The one that hates your guts and thinks you're worthless, or the one that's trying to talk you up and whisper sweet little nothings in your ear? Jesus.
Okay, that imagery's weird. She does the hand thing to the fake Darcy.
Talk to the hand.
That's weird. That's weird. I don't want to hear that.
No. Please continue. Please continue attacking yourself. It's entertaining.
Okay, I mean, what do I have to do to convince you that I'm, like this is fake? I don't feel this way about you, Hawk. Sure, I called you a bitch, but I was mad. And I don't know how to talk about my feelings. And I'm sorry.
Ooh, Hawk, roll cool for me again, please.
+1.
We have one hold. Not +1 in this case, but still. All right. Nice.
Vaguely cool.
Vaguely cool. Cool enough. Hawk, you are now holding 2. You two kind of see, you look at the other Darcy, and as she's kind of doing, she still hasn't stopped. She's now doubling down, and as she's yelling all these horrible, hateful things at you, you see her first, there's this, looks like a tear of black blood that starts to drip from her eyes, and as she's talking, suddenly, the black ichor starts coming out her mouth, and then slowly you can see, if you take a quick look at her face real close up, you'd see it coming out of her pores, and this blackness, before you know it consumes her entirely, and then the room kind of falls away and also the other Darcy, and you're left with real Darcy with her hand on your shoulders.
Hey, what's up?
I didn't even get a chance to ask you what door I'm supposed to go through.
What door? There's no doors.
The fuck was that?
What was what? I got you out of the thing. I did a thing by myself. Are you proud of me?
Well, of course you did it all by yourself, as you've never needed me.
What are you talking about? Is this the kind of bullshit the fake Darcy said to you?
It's the kind of stuff that all Darcys have been saying to me.
When? When did I tell you that I don't need you?
Meanwhile-
when did I tell you?
Meanwhile, when Hawk kind of breaks away from Darcy, you'll notice he also sees that scene of the reality as it is around him, plus Charles and Dumas standing there transfixed, looking into nothing, basically. Eyes are glassy.
Okay, so if you touch them, you go to where they are. So, I mean, do you call Dumas or Charles? We can talk about our feelings and stuff later. You know, I promise you and I are going to sit down and we're going to have a good conversation where we're vulnerable with each other and we talk about our emotions and everything. But right now, we're, you know, being held captive by like a weird creature. So, who do you want?
I'll go see to Dumas.
Yeah, cool, awesome. You got this, buddy.
All right, who's doing what?
I guess I'll go over to Dumas and reach out and take her hand.
Okay. So yeah, suddenly you're in a void. It's a strange feeling for Hawk, not so much for Dumas. This is like her home, really, when you get down to it. But for Hawk, this is weird as hell. You can kind of you're in nothing. It's like, except for your consciousness and that touch that you can feel of Dumas' hand, it's like there's no existence. There's nothingness. There's non-existence. And Dumas, you feel a touch on your hand, something that does not happen in the prison, in this abyss that you're used to in the prison. What do y'all do?
Well, I don't know. How does Dumas react?
You might be muted if you're talking.
No.
there.
Let's see. What is this?
Is that what you're saying to me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. When I went through, you came after me. You weren't there. You wouldn't let me go alone. You wouldn't leave me alone. And now I'm here, and I won't let you be alone.
I was alone for a long time. This was what it was like for eons.
I'm sorry it took so long for me to get here. I'm not perfect. I've heard that plenty lately. But I'm here now.
How do we get out?
Well, Dumas, first of all, Roll me another cool, please. All right.
Damn.
Excellent. All right. So, Dumas, you're holding 2. Well, you're holding 3, actually. It's interesting. So, again, the nothingness is so much that. And suddenly it's Hawk's hand, and it's nice and warm. It feels, like flesh, like your flesh touching her flesh. And this thing you didn't know when you were, before you had a mortal form. It's this weird sensation of that soft flesh to soft flesh, and you're holding it tight enough now that you can actually feel the pulse of each of you. You can feel your own, and you can feel the little thump thump of the blood flowing through Hawk's hand as you hold it. And the sensation kind of acts as like a focus point. And before you know it, the nothing is something. And the something is kind of that pocket reality world that I've been describing to everybody else. And you're standing there holding Hawk's hand. Charles is over to the other side. Darcy, what do you do?
I'm going up to Charles, and I'm actually gonna give him a big hug.
All right. So yeah, as you hug him, you're in that position where you can kind of see past him, and you see the family scene. And it's a weird thing for you, Darcy. You're caught up in the quasi-reality for a moment, and you feel like it's like this is what could have been for Charles if he was a different man, if he was a better man at that crossroads in his life with the Wendigo, etc., etc. This could have been his life. And maybe it hits you even harder than Charles, in a sense, because you get to see, like, dude, this guy is happy. You can see in this little bit of time, you kind of see them going about a meal, and they're joking, and he tussles his kid's hair, and he reaches over to his wife, and just as she's kind of puts down her utensils to take a break from what she was eating, he kind of holds her hand, and you can see him do the thing where he stroke the back of her hand with his thumb, and so gentle and loving, and his kids are telling him these stupid stories, but he's listening. He's like doing all the things that you like Charles isn't right now, or maybe not that he isn't, but it's something this is Charles' goals here, and he's not anywhere close yet. He's him as this violent psychopath who just wants to kill, hurt. And maybe he's turning over a slow new leaf, but maybe deep down this is what he wanted to be. This is what he wanted for his life, and it hits you right there. What do you do?
So he doesn't notice me.
He does. He'll feel you with your hug around him.
Okay.
But it doesn't take. But time is a little different here. You're seeing this scene a little sped up, if you will.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say, Charles, it's me, Darcy. I know this is really, really hard. Because this looks great. Your wife and your kids. It's awesome, but it's also not real. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm here. And do you know who is real? Me and Hawk and Dumas. and this family, you can't have it back, but you've got one at home. You've got us.
That means I have to lose them again for a second time. And the worst part about it is he's taking it away from me. It's not me if I lose him this time. Charles isn't even going to be turning. He's just looking straight at the table. Just, please, let me stay. Let me watch.
So what, Charles? You're gonna stay and be with this family that doesn't exist anymore, and you're gonna leave me? You're gonna leave us? You're gonna leave this family that we made? The four of us? We are real, Charles. I'm real, and I'm gonna give him like a pat on the chest. I'm here. I'm trying to help you.
Charles is going to get up. He kind of sees himself with a tie, but he's going to unloosen it. Go over to kind of a mirror in the house. All right, buddy. Do you want to keep making her cry? Come on back. And the monster visage that Charles sees starts coming back into him. We can't leave him alone for too long now, can we?
All right, roll plus cool.
Charles doesn't want to leave.
No.
He does not. So, I'm going to kind of jump away from this for a second. So, yeah, so Dumas and Hawk, you are both out of it. Dumas, you feel, and I'm giving you the sensation. It's as equally sensation as it is game mechanical. You have the ability to help out with Charles if you want. You have the ability to give them a little of your clarity. The mechanical part is you're holding 3, and it requires 2 to be clear.
Okay.
So you can give up a hold to him if you want, but you have to interact. That's if you want to. I'm saying you have the option because you are holding 3 as opposed to 2. And in fact, anyone else can give him 1, but then you go back to your own world. There's a price. But I'll say each of you kind of sense this universe mechanic going on here, if you will.
We feel it in our guts.
You feel it in your guts. There's clarity, and you can give up clarity to help someone else and try to regain it yourself. Or not. So,
Okay. Well, she'll walk over to Charles, look him over a little bit, and then take her hand and place it palm on his forehead.
okay.
And just say a word in like the angelic language and
All right. You find yourself standing with him next to Darcy in his world. It's really happy. Dinner smells delicious, by the way. Hot roast, mashed potatoes, that delicious gravy, no lumps. What's Dumas do when she enters the world and becomes part of it?
she looks around.
And both of you will be aware of Dumas too, also.
And let's see. The world that took your family is still broken. You need to go back with me to help fix it.
Charles' shoulders are really gonna sink when he hears Dumas' voice. Oh. It must be really bad if you have to come get me.
All right. Charles, roll cool again for me, please. And Dumar, are you giving him your one hold that you have free?
Sure, one hold.
Okay. Charles, you have one hold.
Oh
Man.
my gosh.
He doesn't want to go.
Oh, it's because
It's beautiful.
you
I
did
love my kids.
you did the plus sign again, bud.
I did? I thought it was cool plus
Yeah.
cool.
Well, it's
Yeah.
just you click the die beside cool and just hit enter.
Ah.
You never need to actually edit anything unless you're specifically getting a bonus.
Yeah,
Roger,
and-
So
but you do have a bonus. You should just put one in the box.
So
Yeah.
so you should try again.
You put that in and then put the what? There we go. Yay!
All right. All right. Now, Charles has the extra hold, and the little there's this as like his world start to kind of fade. There's this one last bit of heartbreak. His daughter sees the real Charles as opposed to the Charles in the vision she's a part of. She looks right into his eyes and says, "I love you, Daddy." And then suddenly the whole scene fades and you're all standing in this world, this like purple black tenderly world that you now feel that you can literally step out of if you want.
Okay. Let me see. Dumas walks up to where the shadow purples is and basically just sticks her and just tries to wrench open a portal.
Yeah, it happens. Again, you all have the power to leave right now. Of your own will. You said tell me what you're doing.
We
All right, hold on.
What do you do?
All right. Charles gives Darcy a big, deep hug, walks away a little bit, and then he fires the elephant gun into the air. And he just keeps walking, going, "Come on out now. I'm tired of games. Let's go,
Charles?
big boy."
Charles, I think he might be outside of here. Perhaps we should do this outside of the weird altered reality place. I'm not leaving until you do. It's like, and Hawk. It's like before. I'm not leaving without everybody. Either we all go.
Darcy, I think this is the way it has to be.
Charles, come on, let's go. Let's just go.
The boy said he can't be hurt outside.
So
He can't be hurt as long as he can't be hurt if he has food.
listen. There was another guy here just a few minutes ago before before we all went and saved each other, and he said that when this thing runs out of food, then we can kill it. And I think right now we're food. So let's get out of here. Who's with me? Let's go. We can just.
Who's with me? Dumas already opened the portal. You can actually see the woods again outside.
Yeah, let's all just. Hawk, Charles, two most important people in my life. Let's please.
If this doesn't work, I'm coming back in here, and
No.
you three are going to leave.
No,
I will
you're not doing that. Come on.
Charles will follow out reluctantly.
All right. What's Dumas? Did you already go through after you open up the portal?
Yeah.
All right.
Hawk,
Hawk, what's Hawk doing?
I'll hold your hand if you want.
But Hawk is still holding Dumas' hand and is going to go through with them.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Everybody's out.
He's last out.
And
All right.
you're so as you kind of all come out, you find yourself kind of where a lot of this started, was at that swing set. This seems to be some kind of center of this kind of thing, of the attraction for this thing. So you come out, and strangely, there's Jenny and Sean, and they're sitting not 10 feet away at the feet of the Thin Man. And you can see his intentions are kind of obvious. He's lifting both of them up by his tentacles, trying to harm them to a point where he can bring them into his realm. He's starving. What do y'all do? And by the way, Dumas' fist impression is now back. You can see where Dumas punched him.
Is it safe to say we've got our weapons and stuff?
Yeah, nothing has changed. You're you. You have what you went in there with.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, shotgun time, baby. Let's go.
Dumas just kind of stomps up towards him and says, "Creature, you're but a pale shadow.
Charles is making
I was darkness for eons before you existed."
Oh, damn. All right, so we have. Let's make this simultaneous. We got a awesome speech and a punch to the face. We got a shotgun blasting. What's Charles's deal?
Oh, Charles is going to be making a big entrance to get his
Let's hear
attention
it.
on him. All right.
Also, doesn't interfere with the two actions in motion right now.
Nope. Because Charles is basically just going to be getting ready for what he's going to be doing next. He's going to point at the creature, and all he's just going to say is, "Beware that when fighting monsters, you yourself do not become a monster. When you gaze long into the abyss," he closes his eyes, revs his chainsaw. "The abyss looks back at you," and he's going to start going at the Thin Man.
All right, how about Hawk? What's Hawk doing?
At this point, what Hawk's doing mostly is bleeding.
Yet again.
I will say, part of the effect of the going through the portal is you are stabilized. So
Well,
for the
okay.
moment, your blood is staunch, but you're certainly still wounded and weak.
Hawk is going to most likely. How stupid it. Hawk's actually pretty beat up and not very stupid now. Hawk is just gonna try and hang back and maybe take some shots with the handgun, but does not feel up to getting in the thick of things right now.
Gotcha. For purposes of this, I'll put you off to the side, saying you're there to potentially help out should the case present itself.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. Just for kicks, Darcy, Dumas, Charles, let's all roll a kick ass.
Love to see it.
Oh, I actually get a +1 with that. So
All right.
kick ass.
We got 8s and 9s across the board. So
Let me get this.
basically, the situation is as perhaps. Oh, what was that?
I didn't get my. That was just me for my roll.
Oh, okay.
It was just
They're all
Juma.
mixed successes.
They're all good success.
I can give somebody a +1 with my power of heart to make a 10. So
Sure. Well, I say you can shoot enough rounds at it that Duma gets a better angle on her punch to the face.
oh,
I was
definitely
about
for
to
Duma.
say, Duma deserves it more.
so harm in this case, harm is dealt as affable. So the Thin Man already has these 2 minions in its grasp, and that's its focus. It has no means to really do anything back, so nobody's taking harm. And I'm going to say, yeah, because he's hungry, this sickness that you experienced before isn't happening. So we see this weird thing where Hawk fires and it kind of knocks him to the side, just perfect for Dumas to connect with the side of his face, and you see it crushing in. After Dumas finished with their follow through, you see like this part open, like, and it's just below its sternum, where pellets are going through. You can almost see daylight through the other side. The shockwave is deafening up this close, but just as the thing is like trying to recover its balance, that's when a chainsaw opens up, and it's suddenly where that hole was opened with the close quarter shotgun blast. Suddenly, that blossoms like a just disgusting flower, and the chainsaw comes through, and the thing is now halved. The 2 minions, Sean and Jenny, fall like with a hard thump as the thing kind of hits the ground, and it does not go gently into that good night. It starts this like horrible twitching of both halves as it's like it looks like it's trying to get bump itself together again, but it's just not happening, and it flops, and suddenly it dissolves, and all that's left is that long-tailed long coat that it wore, its pants, its vest, its shirt, the bow tie, and Jenny and Sean are just laying there on the ground, hurt and now confused. And yeah.
Darcy's gonna kneel down where Jenny and Sean are and go, "Are you guys okay?"
They both look at you, and Jenny talks for her. She's, Master was going to put us in the bad place. We were never going to go to live with him. We were never going to go to the wonderful place.
I know. It sucks when someone you trust hurts you. I get it. Do you need anything?
They kind of look at you. They kind of look at you and like, why is she being nice to us? Is the look on their faces?
Charles lets out a blood-curdling scream, like horrifyingly a scream you guys have never heard. Like it's just nothing but pain, and he descends upon the clothes, and he's just punching the ground where the clothes is, just screaming, "Give them back! I want to go back! Give them back!"
All of this happening, Hawk is just kind of silently trudging over to the RV with the intention of getting one of the many, many first aid kits.
I'm by the gross at this point.
And then trudging back to Sean and Jenny while Darcy's trying to talk to them and Charles is being Charles.
Dumas was actually going to try to tend to Hawk first before.
Yeah, well, she comes back. She has come back, and you can be the one who tends to her with the first aid, or you use magic if you wanted to. But she's stabilized, so this will, if a first aid kit will give her some healing. What do y'all do?
says, Hawk, stand still for a minute. Sit down. I need to look at your wrist. You're still bleeding.
Not right now. In a minute. I'm busy. And I'm basically looking over and trying to administer first aid to Sean and Jenny.
Hey, Hawk, I got it. You should take
Not
care of
right
yourself.
now. I'm busy.
Yeah,
Charles slowly.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, Jenny and Sean are very weirded out by all this niceness. As far as they're concerned, they're the monsters. And they're like, again, it's like, are you insane? That's the look on their face. Like, why are you helping us? We're the bad people type of vibe you're getting off of them.
Yeah, and if anyone tries to say anything, I'll be not right now. I'm busy.
Yeah, you tend to both of them. It's, probably very, efficiently, kind of wrap what needs wrapping. Like maybe tuck in a cold compress on that one part where Jenny hit the ground especially hard. And before you know it, they're feeling the effects of the first aid kit, and they're kind of like slowly crawling backwards away from you all. Again, they're dumbfounded as to why they're not dead right now by your hands. They're just another monster.
Duma will kneel down and say to him, children, creatures like this have tried to prey on the light of humanity for a long time. But you have to resist them. Otherwise, you may end up like the corrupted that we fought here. Remember, there is no heaven.
Charles is gonna get up. His eyes horribly red from crying, and his hands just messed up from punching the concrete. He walks over to them. He looks at them, and he just says, "Wow. Well, out of all the things I've fought in my life, your master is probably the only creature who's actually ever really truly hurt me. I guess he wins in the end." Charles sadly walks over to the swing and just sits down.
All right. So, what I'm thinking of, and unless there's a scene you want to do, well, since we kind of see where this is kind of petering out, where it's like, yeah, they're not going to be hurt by you guys or anything. We can do like there's a little scene where you guys are, again, if this is a TV show, and again, feel free to correct me, I'm kind of reading into this scene, but like, if this is a TV show, there'd be this scene where, it shows like the two kids leaving the RV with, in the parking lot of the hospital with the Texas Ranger Ellis standing there in the doorway, and they walk towards her and they start talking to her, and she motions for her to come inside and gives a nod towards the RV where you're all standing right outside it. And then we go from there. Again, if I'm reading this wrong, please let me know. And if that works for you guys, then we find ourselves in the usual in the RV on the road montage. What do you?
Yeah, a bunch of us need to have discussions with each other. Namely Hawk and Darcy.
Okay,
I would.
So before we do that, Dumas kind of not gotten a lot of spotlight this session. So Dumas, is there anything you wanted to talk to anybody about before we get into the Darcy Hawk thing?
All right. She'll probably talk with Charles a bit. It says, Charles, we need to have a discussion about what we're doing with humans in our care. Our purpose is to purge the corrupted. It is not to inflict justice on humans. If you have aggression that you need to let out, we can fight. We can train. And she just takes off her coat and she has her tank top. If you need somebody to take out your rage on, you can take it out on me. But do not take it out on the others, on the people that we're trying to save.
Charles has been listening to Dumas, but the whole time he's just been looking at his hands. And then he looks up at Dumas and goes, Dumas, I'm scared. I think I'm corrupted. And I don't think I can be fixed. Out of all of our missions, this one scared me the most and not of the monster. I was scared of myself.
The corruption I speak of is more spiritual than moral. You still have the free will to choose. You can choose your actions, and if you decide to do better, you can. And if you don't, well, then that is your choice also.
Charles's face drops even more now. I'm scared that that would mean I'm choosing to become what killed my family. And he's gonna cry.
All right, let's cut. Well, the camera kind of pans from there, probably more towards the back of the bunk beds, now towards the front where Darcy's driving the RV. Hawk's sitting in the passenger side, kind of 45-degree facing her type of thing as you guys are going down the road. That fair scene setting there.
So what did you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I wanted to talk about the fact that you think I hate you for some reason, or that I think you're worthless or useless or whatever. And I mean, I know that it was just the alternate reality mind tricks, whatever, that was telling you that. But then there's also, there's got to be something. I mean, it wouldn't have affected you so much if you didn't already feel that way. So I mean, I guess I'm confused, and I guess I'm sorry that I've made you feel that way. That's I mean, I don't feel those things about you at all. You're my friend. You know, I have you around because I think you're cool, and I like hanging out with you, and I like that we're traveling together, and not because of what a perceived usefulness that you have. In fact, I mean, this is probably I sometimes worry that you feel that way about me.
Because this was all just the dream stayed on the other side of the portal and absolutely nothing to do with your words and actions that happened before that, clearly.
Okay, yes. I called you a bitch. I'm sorry. But in fairness, you can be a bitch sometimes. I mean, I'm just gonna be real with you. But that doesn't mean that I think you're useless, or that you're worthless, or that I don't like having you around, or that I don't love you, or that I don't consider you to be part of my family, because I do. Because I can't imagine doing this with anybody else. Charles Dumas, me. Yeah, I mean, sure. I would, we would all be safe. But I mean, really, where would we be without you? I mean, first of all, you're the one with enough impulse control to handle money. And
Okay, that's gonna get you a little smile.
and I mean, you try to keep us from doing stupid things. Really, I was upset because you told the police officer that I was your assistant and that, I was always getting into trouble. And I mean, you made me feel like I was your child that you were babysitting and you didn't know how to control. Like, and yeah, I shouldn't have called you a bitch. I'm sorry for that.
You ever stop and think that maybe I refer to you that way to the police so that they don't actually treat you as anything serious and are much more likely to just dismiss you or blow things off or just let it slide? Whereas, if I present you as this competent master burglar and high octane fueled car thief, that maybe they're much more likely to throw you in the slammer. But I mean, if that's what you want, I can certainly go up to the sheriff of the next town we're in and say, this is the notorious carjacker, Darcy Bennett. But I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep my story straight in front of the police instead of filling things with contradictions that might make them ask more questions because things don't line up.
Now, I just want to point out, in fairness, Darcy's business card does say high octane car thief. So I mean, it's out there. It's fair.
Master burglar.
Yeah, it's all on there. It's like that's literally her business card that she hands out to people. It's embarrassing a little bit, but there we are. Okay,
One of the most wanted criminals from Denver, Colorado. Not many people get that business card. I mean, I get it. We've got to cover, but it's not just what you said to the police officer. It's, you're always trying to stop me from doing what I do. And what I do is sneak and steal and lie and get into situations. It happens, and I feel like you're always getting in the way of that. We're monster hunters, for crying out loud. We get in danger sometimes. You act like I can't take care of myself when, a few weeks ago, I saved Charles's life from a hellhound, and not even that was enough for anybody to take me seriously. And I appreciate that you care about me and don't want anything to happen to me. But it makes me feel like you consider me a burden.
You ever consider the fact that I'm always trying to take the lead and make sure you and the rest of the people are behind me and look out for you because I do take you seriously? and I need to make sure that you're going to be okay and you're going to be safe to actually finish the job. But I know that apparently I have a pretty face and I can fast talk a few people, but that's really all I can do. You're the one who actually gets shit done. It's my job to look out for you so you actually have a chance to get shit done.
I think I get it.
But or maybe I'm just coddling you like a baby. Whatever.
I mean, I get it, Hawk. I get it. But I mean, I don't know. Can you and I start being like a little nicer to each other and a little more understanding? I mean, I get it. I gotta do it too. I get it. But like, can we just try and meet each other where we're at? You know, I will start thinking before I do things. I know, crazy, right? You know, taking my own safety into consideration. I guess I don't do that a whole lot. And I mean, maybe you can start, you know, worrying less.
Okay. Have you looked at the people in this RV right now?
I have, and they're all very competent people. We all know what we're doing, except maybe Charles. But he's working it. He's working through it. We're making progress. And you know, the people in this RV, you guys have become my family. And I don't want you to feel like I think you're worthless or useless or, you know, like you can't do anything. And don't diminish your role in this, because you just said to me, oh, all I do is fast talk and get us into places. That's it. But like, that's important. What would we do without that? What would we do without you? I'll tell you where we would be without you. This RV would have been on fire a long time ago.
Again?
Again.
And so only because we're nearing the end of the session. That seems like seems like it's like that thing where like the camera then pans out of the RV and outside of it, and you kind of see the RV take off down the road as this conversation probably continues. And with that, we'll end the session. Short of XP. Are you guys good? Are you guys good to get into end of session experience?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. Did we conclude the current mystery?
Yep.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
We did.
Who?
The
Sean and
minions.
Jenny.
Oh, yeah, I suppose he actually did. Good. All right, we'll count that. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yes, that apparently portals to the Nether Realm. And that's a very interesting place to go that's going to mess with our head.
It's really interesting. That's a good word to use for it. Okay, 3. All right, supposed to laugh.
Hawk got to experience the abyss, too.
There's that. So, how about, did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
I feel like we learned new things about all the hunters.
Fair enough.
Even-
No,
Yeah, I think it was that kind of episode.
Excellent. All right, so that's all 4. So everybody mark 2 boxes of XP.
I actually leveled up this time, so I have.
I just leveled up again.
I leveled up multiple times. I'm already into advanced improvements now.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
I'm trying to figure out how many I have, how many improvements I've got. I wish you could mark down how many you got.
Well, there is actually an improvement section on the character sheet where you're supposed to mark off which improvements you have.
Oh,
It's
okay.
right under the text box for your other gear.
You can always compare
Oh.
it to what you started with and go from there.
Oh, I see. I should have did that.
But be that as it may, we'll cover that later or during Discord time. So for now, again, we're so close. So good session. Just want to say again, this is a session I was kind of warning everyone about. I wanted to terrorize the characters, not the players. I hope I accomplished that to some degree at least. Terrorizing the characters it is. I don't feel like I terrorized the players. So good job, Scott. Not traumatizing your players. Good job. We like that. So yeah, I kind of wanted to. What my goal was to think, okay, let's pick the thing that scares or would mess with the person the most. Like what singular experience would just push that button, and so that's what I went with for as effective or not effective as it may have been. But yeah, so it's kind of a cool episode. I kind of want to peer into the psyches of the characters also, so that was neat. And we got a lot of cool roleplay done, so on all sides. So I want to congratulate all you on kind of putting it out there and getting into character and working things out with other characters and all. Like there's this spider web of RP going on, which is awesome. So as always, you're awesome. Keep up the good work, etc. Keep being you, because that's where the awesome comes from. So on that note, let's say goodbye to the stars of the show for this episode. Over here we have... what'd you say, Cassie?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. We got Cassie anyway. Let's start with Cassie. Cassie, how you doing?
Okay, hello, peoples. I will see you later.
Excellent.
Be good.
Be good. Emily, we got Emily.
Bye-bye.
And Jason.
Hope you stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. We don't know what that liquid is. I'm going to say it's water.
That's iced tea.
It's absolutely is iced tea.
Those are tea bags.
Oh, good. I thought I said pee bags. I'm like, please stop. Please don't do this on stream. Okay. So thank you for that. And last but not least, we have Brian, and I'm popping his banner up on the stream there. Brian, say goodbye and tell us where we can find you.
Goodbye, my lovelies, and you can find me either on YouTube with Horror and Dubs or on Twitter at Mr. Nerdy Brian. Of course, the name now will show up Nerdy Cephalopod. And if you want, you can actually commission to have some art done by me, and I will do it for you.
Yes, please do. It's quite impressive stuff. I'll see if I can get your permission to put it on the stream next time to kind of show off your wares as they are and put it out there. But they are really cool. So cool. And I, of course, am Scott's Case Files, the stream you're watching or the video you're watching. If you click the About, you'll see all my social media stuff on Twitch. Please think of following and hitting the little notification things when I go on. You notice it really helps me to bring in the followers on Twitch, and then on YouTube. Feel free to subscribe and hit the little bell to be notified when I put out new stuff. I put all my actual plays on there, and all my social media links are down below. So, but thank you. I just want to thank my players again for being awesome. They really put it out there this session. I think they kind of dug deep into the their role playing guts, and that's plain to see for anybody who watches this. So, really great job. So, I will leave you on that note. Again, can't do it without my awesome stars. So, otherwise, I will see you next week. Until then, have some fun, be good to each other, go forth and do no harm, and Halloween's coming up, so try to celebrate that maybe. Have fun having candy. Bye for now.